Hello everyone, my name is Henrique and today I'm going to show you our project for the InterSystems Full Stack Context 2026. I work with this project with Davi, he's my friend and work colleague. The idea was to create a global monitor that lets anyone, no matter their level of experience, to explore and analyze global metrics using chat-like interface, with AI as the engine behind it. Well, before I show you the project, I'd like to mention where we get our inspiration. So this is a post from the InterSystem community, and this is exactly our objective with the project, is to forecast and understand unusual global behavior. Things like if a global is growing too much, growing too fast, or if it's generating a big load in the system. So we're gonna use our AI chat to discover that. How do we install our project here? First, we're gonna download from Git our project, right? With git clone. So here is our project. After the download, there is something very important that we must pay attention here, is the keys that we're gonna use to access our models. So we are using ChatGPT here. So if you want to use ChatGPT, you have to generate a key and you have to run this command here if you're using Linux or macOS, or this command here if you're using Windows. So this command will generate a environment variable with your key, and our project we're gonna use this key to run and access the model to make the requests. Okay, so this is very important here. I already have my key set up, and so I'm gonna go to the next step. I'm gonna run Docker here. Well, there are some utility tools that it's also very important to talk about. This is the function that generates the snapshots that our project use. This is the function to create the vectors. So this number here means that it will create vector about 90 days of the last 90 days. And this function here will create fake data for testing and demonstration purpose. So what we're gonna do after Docker is set up, we're gonna run this function here. So we're gonna be able to test our application. Docker finished. So I'm gonna run it. Okay, I'm gonna open it in terminal here. And this is the function that I want to run. So this function will create all the data that I need to test and demonstrate our application. So if you're gonna test it, you have to run this function here. Now I'm gonna show you the data that is being created, right? So we're gonna open our portal here. So this is our snapshot table. We can see here that the snapshots are being taken and being created in different dates. After all the snapshots are done, the vectors will be created, and this is the table for the vectors. Let's wait for the system to finish and then we can check out the vectors here. So the function just finished. This is the vectors that we created. And this is exactly what our system does. First, it takes snapshots of the global's information like size, and then it creates these vectors. And this is the vectors that the AI model used to carry and find related globals that have some similar behavior or things like that. So here we have our project, our application to monitor globals and to chat web interface that we can ask questions. For example, I'm asking about disk usage, and the chat will answer me in a moment. So here's the current disk usage of our system. He also brings some observations here, some analysis, and we can ask other types of questions like list globals with the highest growth. So if I want to know which globals grew the most today or any other specific day, actually, I can just ask that. So here is the globals that grew the most today. I can also ask something like if there is any other global that grew more than 25%, for example. Here we're going to specify the date. So I want to know today. Another useful use case is to try to identify if there are globals that are growing in a similar way. For example, I can ask, is there any other global with growth history similar to this global? And I will paste the global here, and the system will check if there is something similar, if the history is similar. So here it is. The globals are growing in a similar way. I can also ask some more information about a specific global. I'm gonna use the same global. It's gonna take a while here. Well, here's the answer. There are some observations here with explaining something unusual that happened and also some recommendations here. That's it, guys. Thank you for watching.